Hi, everybody. It's Erica from In the Company of Cards. Just back for a brief uh, video. Welcome. Welcome back. Delighted that you're all here. Delighted to be here myself. So, um, I woke up today to the news that, well, I watched a video last night of a colleague who asked the question, would the Department of Education really be dismantled? And I thought, of course it's really going to be dismantled. Do you need the cards for that? Yes, it will be dismantled. He's signing the thing today. Again, remember his tagline, America will be woke no more. In keeping with that, anyway, I woke up this morning to the news that uh, companies that have contracts with the US will no longer have to worry about whether or not they segregate. So let's say you have a company and it's got a contract with the government, uh, and they want to have segregated water fountains or segregated restaurants or segregated housing or segregated work areas for their employees. 47 has said, that's fine. You can do that. Now, understand, these companies would still be in non-compliance with the Civil Rights Act of 1964. I think it was 64. But this is like everything, right? It's a message. It's a message to say, when was America woke no more? Back in what, the the 1800s? Pre-1865? Is that the date we're going for? So, as someone who desegregated a school in the early 60s, and it was not fun, as someone who remembers our family going out to dinner and my father, who was white, making the reservation and then showing up with his family who were black and then not being served. Or first we wouldn't be seated, even though he had a reservation. Then we would be seated, but it was usually by, the toilet. And then we would see other patrons come in after us, be seated, order, eat, pay the bill, and leave, and a whole nother table be seated, and we would just sit there waiting. So, and this was in New York City in the 60s. So, I am not unfamiliar with de facto segregation. And again, there is still a Civil Rights Act. 47, of course, would probably love to get rid of that. Uh, you know, Part of me was really stunned and upset when I saw this news. But then I walked on the treadmill for an hour and I came back to myself and I said, you know what, Erica, this is fine. This is just another panel of the funhouse window, the funhouse mirrors, I'm sorry, mirrors, just being cracked and broken and shown for what they are. I remember teaching, and kids would insist, and mind you, Black kids and white kids would insist that we were post-racial, that racism wasn't a thing. Miss, those are just the stories from when you were a kid. That's not how it is now. And I would say, okay, because I knew the real deal, and the real deal is a Band-Aid had been put over that nasty, festering wound, and eventually the Band-Aid itself would be eaten away. and the wound would be visible for the world to see. So I take some comfort, I have to tell you, as difficult as this is to see this coming back, I take some comfort in the fact that um, it is very clear who we are as a country, and it's clear to the world. And it will be impossible for anyone, American or otherwise, to pretend that they don't see it. You know, uh, you can take our names out of the textbooks. You can take our names off the website of the cemeteries. You can take away jobs that you say are DEI, and they're only DEI because we are in those jobs. Um, just keep showing your ass. Pardon my French, YouTube, but that's really what it is. Keep showing your ugly side so that everybody can see it because this will not stand. This will not last. Now, granted, could it last for a long time and get worse for a long time? Yes, absolutely. Could it be that I, with my white hair, won't live to see the other side of it? Possibly. It's possible. As I said in my Substack yesterday, Black people know we're not promised the win, we're only promised the war. And I'm here for it. I mean, so I guess I think I wanted to look at this segregation thing. So, again, what it is, it's a little wink and a nod um, to say, if you want to segregate, by all means, be my guest. But again, companies should understand they are still, um, if they do, they are in non-compliance with the Civil Rights Act. Now, how long that will be a sword and a shield is anybody's guess. Um, I'm just really happy that people are watching this in real time. It is impossible to ignore. And so we're all coming out of the fun house into the bright sun. And, instead of being woke no more, I think it's waking people up. So that's the good news, even though it's ugly. It's really ugly. So let's see, what is my question? Uh, we'll use the coffin, and we'll say that the coffin is an end to um, the government having a problem with segregation. Now, by the way, in case anybody didn't know, and for my international viewers, there has always been segregation still today in the housing market and in education. Absolutely. Um, and housing and education, when you're talking about public school, goes hand in hand. You go to the school that you're zoned for. Um, and if you're zoned for a particular area, then that's where only certain people live. Well, that's going to be the certain people who go to that school. So in housing and in education, there has always been de facto segregation. This is just, I mean, people will deny that, but it's true. Um, and now with this sort of blind eye to segregation in all forms, uh, let's see. We'll use the coffin, and we'll see what will be the result of that sort of, again, turning a blind eye to any companies or organizations with government contracts who want to practice the art of segregation. Let's see what the consequence of that will be. We'll look for the coffin. That'll be our focus card. Okay. All right. So we're looking for the coffin. Beyond anything else, of course, you know, this is meant to be a message, right? To those of us who are Black. Well, we get the message loud and clear. So, anyway, here we go. Okay, so this is the end of the government ban on doing business with companies that segregate, that practice segregation. And I'll pull some clarifiers for us. And then I'll pull my three card postscript. Okay. So the original cards are the mice, the ship, the coffin, the birds, and the letter. So yeah, it's meant to strike fear in the hearts of Black people. That's what it's for. I mean, okay. Uh, you know, to make that fear sort of part of the ongoing landscape. There's the law or the the lifting of the ban, we'll call it. It will create talk. It will create buzz. Um, and I think it will make people, you know, concerned as to whether the Civil Rights Act itself will be overturned. Now, obviously, that's a process. The president himself cannot just do that. But, the president has friends, does he not? So, you know, the goal is to bring back the antebellum South and have it be nationwide. That's the point. It will certainly move conversation forward. Like, wait, he's not even doing this in the dark. This is in plain sight. Is this who we want to be? Some people will say, yes, yes, it is. Okay, so we take this fear card, and I drew clarifiers for that. We have the lily, the whip, and the moon. So if this is fear, and this is fear's opposite, peace, ease, contentment. So for those people, whoever you are, who thought we lived in a post-racial uh, country, we never have. We may never. But anyway, hope springs eternal. But it's just to create this war between fear and ease. Between fear and ease. It's creating strife. Um, and again, there is a war, an argument among our country men and women as to who it is we want to be. 47% apparently still approve of this person. So, it's a split. Whom do we want to be? Who do we want to be? Sorry. Second card was the ship. So, they're moving forward with these policies, which are scary and intimidating and ugly. across the board. And the message, that's the message that we're moving forward with this. It is, let me say, it's kind of, in some ways, schoolyard juvenile, you know, the way he calls people names, like the judge who wanted to know, why did you let those planes go to El Salvador when I told you not to? And he starts calling the judge all kinds of names. It's juvenile. Um, this move with this segregation thing, it's juvenile. I mean, we've been here before, we've done this before. Didn't work out then, it's not going to work out now. How do I know? Because there's the mountain. You know, um, shame is not always a wonderful thing because it can paralyze people. But it's also true that shame can wake people up. I do think that there will be a segment of the population that says, wait, what? Segregation is like good now, like approved? Is it okay? I think there will be people who say, okay, that is a bridge too far. Anything short of that, maybe I'm good with, but that's a bridge too far. I mean, how obvious and how juvenile, and have you not, as a country, evolved? Like, why this urge towards devolution, devolution, right? Why are we trying to bomb ourselves back to the Stone Age? What are we doing? Okay. Now, here is this, you know, this thing saying, feel free to practice segregation. You won't lose your government contract. And the clarifiers are clover, stork, and woman. These are not bad cards, to tell you the truth. And I'm going to say that, as disturbed as I was by the news, there is a part of me who feels like this woman and says, please do it all. Do it all. Come for us. Do it. Do it. Let us show ourselves to be exactly who it is that we've been. Because let the revolution begin. It's just hastening us towards better days in the end. Again, I may not live to see them, but there will be better days. Okay, I said here, this is our fourth card. It's going to create a lot of buzz. Wait, segregation? Um, approved of by the government. And then we have the tree and the bear. It seems like it's sick, but this is my Band-Aid analogy. It just exposes the narcissistic um, culture of 47 and the country that we live in. Narcissism meaning we only see things from a certain perspective. And the perspective has been, apple pie, mom, Chevrolet, Pledge of Allegiance, baseball, Star Spangled Banner, USA, uh, Statue of Liberty. It's narcissistic, you know. And there will be buzz about this. Wait, are they really who they say they are? Because it doesn't look like that to the rest of the world. We have this letter here as the fifth card, and the clarifiers are scale, star, and house. Yeah, I mean, I think this ugly action will hasten us towards a better time where laws will be enacted that say we can't have people like this ever ascend to this level of power again. We cannot do it moving forward into the future. But again, before that happens, the House, meaning that the House, meaning all, our society, pretend this is that card, will have to be dismantled. My do dismantle, right? They eat away, they nibble away. This is just another nibbling away at this construct, this false construct about who we are as a country. I'm not saying that we can't become that ideal, that more perfect union, but we have to decide if that's who we want to be. And certainly giving government contracts to entities that want to practice segregation uh, is one message about who we want to be. Hopefully, it will horrify enough people that they say, no, let's dismantle this house so that we can rebuild something better. Um, I drew these three cards as a postscript, sort of, is there anything else I can say about this? And we have this young man, we have the bouquet, and we have the anger. You know, I'm going to read this young man as um, in two ways. On the one hand, it's that sort of bellicose, mean, arrogant, nasty, aggressive self saying, this is our playground. This is our reward for being white in this world, and it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. And I guess I will leave it. I will say that that's what this is. In other words, I would love to give you and myself hope about the future. Um, I just want to say that the jury is out on who it is we want to become, but the evidence of who we are and who we're becoming is in plain sight for everybody to see. That's a first step. That's a good, I mean, it's bad, but it's a good first step. So, in his attempt to make America woke no more, whatever, um, I suspect that the opposite is happening. I feel the vibrations in the in the air and in the earth of revolution. And I don't think it will be easy or fun. I think that we will have to go through a lot more pain before everybody decides, yeah, revolution, it's time. But all of these little things that happen, you know, like this thing today, the dismantling of the Department of Education, um, the disappearing of Black and Brown, uh, Indigenous, LGBTQ people from the public sphere. All of that, I'm thinking of it as the prelude, the necessary prelude to our dismantling, frankly, and as a country, and then our reinvention. It's not going to be like cannons and muskets the way that it was during the first revolution or during the Civil War, but it'll be whatever the modern equivalent of that is. And I guess it's important to know which side you're on. But I mean, any government that can say, "Hey, come on down. Listen, you're not going to lose your government contract if you practice segregation." You know, I mean, I don't think this is going to create a wild stampede on the part of companies to get government contracts and then proceed to, you know, put this segregation thing into action. That's not what's going to happen. It's more about the message. And the message really is meant for um, Black people, and I'll say other people of color, but definitely Black people. So we hear the message, we get it, and hopefully other people get it too. So there you go. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to look at that one issue because it just struck me so when I woke up this morning. You know, I've thought a lot about whether I want to stay here. At first, I said, "Yeah, no, of course I'm going to stay." You know, I was born here. Um, my people died so that I could have the life that I have here now. But I don't know. Not so sure. Not so sure. I will always do resistance work. Um, but where I do it from, I that's kind of up in the air at this point. So I wish you all a good Thursday, and I will see you very soon. Take care.